The alien Huntress watched from the trees. The jungle was alive. Strange birds flew across the red sky, and glowing insects danced between thick, twisted branches. The air was hot and heavy. A green mist floated low to the ground. Every sound, every movement could mean danger, or a kill. High in a tree, the alien Huntress crouched, silent as a shadow. Her name was Vakara. She was tall, with blue skin, strong arms, and glowing yellow eyes that could see in the dark. Her kind were born to hunt. Since childhood, she had learned how to kill beasts twice her size. She had never failed to bring down prey, until today, because someone had gotten to the beast first, and that someone was not from her world. Vakara narrowed her eyes. Below her, in a clearing, stood a strange figure. 2 legs, 2 arms. No tail, no armor. Just rough skin clothes, a bag made from leaves, and tools made of sharp stone and bone. It was a human. She had only heard about them in stories, but this one was real. He moved carefully, checking the ground. He touched the broken branch, the claw mark on a rock, the faint smell in the air. He was tracking the same creature she had been hunting all morning, and he was doing it better than her. Vakara felt her pride burn inside her. How could a soft-looking creature like him track the jungle stalker faster than her? She watched as he knelt near a tree and sniffed a puddle of blood. His eyes narrowed. Without a word, he turned and walked deeper into the jungle. Vakara followed from above, moving branch to branch like a silent ghost. Minutes passed. He stopped suddenly. Vakara did too. That's when she heard it, a low growl behind the human. A second predator, larger than the first one, stepped from the shadows. Its teeth were long. Its claws dragged in the dirt. It was a death beast, known for killing with one swipe. Vakara leaned forward. Should she jump down and help him? No. This was not her fight. But the human did something strange. He didn't run. He didn't scream. He slowly stood up straight and smiled. What was he doing? The beast growled louder and charged. Vakara was ready to leap, but the human moved first. With perfect timing, he ducked, rolled to the side, grabbed a sharp stick from the ground, and jammed it into the beast's leg. It roared in pain. The human didn't stop. He jumped on its back, wrapped his arms around its neck, and used a rock to beat it again and again. Vakara's mouth opened in shock. He wasn't strong like her kind, but he was fast, smart, brutal. The beast finally collapsed. Dead. The human stood over it, breathing hard. Blood dripped from his arm. He wiped his face and looked around. He knew someone was watching. And then he looked up, right at her. Vakara froze. For a long second, neither moved. Then the human raised one eyebrow and said, "You coming down, or just enjoying the view?" His voice was calm, deep, and a little tired. Vakara dropped from the branch and landed, with a soft thud. She stood tall, trying to look proud. "You were not supposed to kill that beast," she said. "Oh," the human said. "Then maybe the beast shouldn't have tried to kill me." Vakara studied him closely. "What are you doing here, human?" He shrugged. "Trying not to die." She blinked. "You're alone?" "Yes." "No weapons?" He showed her his bag. "Only what I can make." Vakara shook her head. "No one survives here alone." "I do," he said. "Name's Cole." She looked down at the dead beast. "You are lucky." "No," Cole said. "Just very, very prepared." Vakara didn't know what to say. She had trained for years, she had advanced tools, but this human had out-hunted her with sticks and rocks. And somehow, she wasn't angry. She was curious. "You're not like the others," she said. "Others?" "The ones we've captured. They scream. They run. You fight." Cole gave her a small smile. "Where I'm from, if you don't fight, you don't live." Vakara looked again at the dead beast, then back at the strange human standing barefoot in the dirt, covered in blood but still smiling. A thought crossed her mind, something her people whispered about only in private. A hunter like that deserves to pass on his genes. She didn't say it out loud, not yet, but the idea stayed in her mind, even as they both turned and walked deeper into the jungle, side by side. Not a soldier. A survivor. Cole didn't sleep that night. The jungle didn't let him. Even after the beast was dead and its body dragged away by scavengers, the sounds around him were not peaceful. They were watching. The jungle always watched. And now she was watching too. Vakara sat across the small fire, legs crossed, spear resting beside her. Her yellow eyes glowed in the dark, unblinking, fixed on the strange human who had killed with hands and stone. He was not like any prey she had seen, and he was not a soldier either. She had seen soldiers, loud, armored, confident, until their guns jammed and their nerves cracked. Cole had none of those things, no weapon, no armor, just his mind, his body, and a quiet strength she didn't understand. He was a survivor. "Where did you learn to move like that?" Vakara finally asked. Cole poked the fire with a stick. "Earth, forests, cold places, hot ones. I've lived out there more than in a house." Vakara narrowed her eyes. "You hunt for fun?" He chuckled. "No, I hunt so I don't starve." She didn't respond. Cole looked at her and asked, "Why did you help me?" Vakara tilted her head. "I didn't. You could have let that second beast kill me," he said. "I wanted to see what you would do," she answered, "and you did more than I expected." Cole gave a tired smile. "You're welcome." They sat in silence. The jungle hissed and groaned around them. Strange green fireflies danced in the smoke. The stars above were strange to Cole, but he didn't mind. He had seen many skies. "You're not from this planet either," he said. "No. My people came here to train. Jungle moons like this one are used for warrior testing. We're told it's dangerous." "And they left you here alone?" I volunteered. Cole raised an eyebrow. "You wanted to be here?" "To prove I'm the best," she said simply. Cole leaned back against a tree. "Funny. I'm here because my ship crashed, no choice in the matter." Vakara stared at him. "You survived a crash, then the jungle, then that beast, and you didn't even panic." He looked at her seriously. "Panic doesn't help. Fear's useful, but panic, that's when people die." She stared at him a moment longer, then looked away. Cole stood up and walked a few feet away. He lifted a rock, dug under it with a bone knife, and pulled out 3 thick worms. He tossed them into a pot of boiling water over the fire. Vakara raised a brow ridge. "You eat that? Tastes better than starving. You are strange. You're the one watching me eat worms." She didn't laugh, but her mouth twitched. He poured the cooked worms into 2 small leaf bowls and handed one to her. She didn't touch it at first. Then slowly she took a bite. Her eyes widened. "This isn't terrible." Cole smiled. "Told you." They ate in silence again. But something had changed. Vakara studied his hands. Scarred, strong, covered in calluses. His knuckles were split, not from one fight but from many. His arms were lean but tough. His eyes stayed alert, always checking the shadows. He wasn't a trained killer. He was a man who had become one through pain and survival, her own kind trained with holograms, tech, drones. But this man had learned through real life, through suffering and winning. "You've killed before," she said softly. He nodded. "Many times. Not proud of it, but necessary." "What are you really doing here?" Cole looked into the fire, trying to stay alive long enough to find a signal beacon, maybe get off this rock. Vakara looked at the fire too, then at him. "You won't make it alone?" Cole smiled. "That's what I thought about you." A small silence. Then Vakara stood. "You may hunt with me, for now." Cole stood too. "Appreciate the company." She handed him a small stone blade, not as good as hers, but sharper than his. As they walked into the thick vines and glowing underbrush, Vakara looked at him again and thought, he's not a soldier, not a warrior in the way we train, but he's something more dangerous. A man who survives everything, and in her heart something whispered, he is worth protecting. The beast with no name. It didn't leave tracks, not deep ones, not like the others. And that's what made it terrifying. Cole bent low to the jungle floor, brushing away soft moss. The prints were wide, almost feline, but too long, too heavy. Not just one beast. Something older, smarter. Something that didn't run, it stalked. Beside him, Vakara didn't speak. She knew this trail. She had seen it once long ago during her tribe's rite of passage. Most who followed it didn't return. Do you know what this is? Cole asked, standing. Vakara nodded slowly. Yes, but we don't say its name. Why? Because it's still alive. Cole raised an eyebrow. That's a good reason. The two moved, through the underbrush. Cole's traps from earlier were gone. Some crushed, others simply vanished. No creature walked through snares without leaving a mess except this one. What do you call something that doesn't bleed, doesn't sleep, and doesn't stop hunting? Cole asked. Vakara said nothing. She just looked forward, her muscles tense. They came to a wide clearing. Dead silence. The wind had stopped. Insects no longer buzzed. Even the glowbugs flickered out like candles blown by an unseen breath. At the center of the clearing, bones. Hundreds of bones. Polished white. Clean. Two. Clean. Cole stepped closer. Something's been feeding here for a long time. Vakara stopped him with an arm. We don't go further. Why? Because this is where it watches. Cole turned slowly. It's watching now, isn't it? She didn't answer. Because she didn't need to. Suddenly, snap. A soft sound echoed from the trees behind them. Cole spun. Nothing. He crouched, pulled a sharpened bone knife from his belt. His breath slowed. Vakara raised her spear, eyes darting. It never attacks from the front. Good, Cole muttered. I don't like fair fights. They backed away slowly. That's when the trees bent. A dark shape moved between trunks, fast, too fast. Cole couldn't make out its size, only that it was low, heavy, and silent. Then it was gone. Did you see? Yes, Vakara whispered. What do we do? We don't fight it. We trap it. Cole looked around. No branches, no vines, no loose rocks, no time. Vakara's fingers gripped her spear tighter. Then we run. They turned, and the ground exploded. A roar shattered the stillness. Something massive tore from the earth itself, camouflaged under moss and soil. The beast had been below them all along. It leapt. Cole shoved Vakara out of the way and rolled left. The creature landed with a thud that shook the trees. Even in the dim light, Cole could see it clearly now. Black chitin armor. 6 legs. A head shaped like a wedge. No eyes. Only a mouth. Full of jagged teeth. It wasn't an animal. It was a weapon. Cole stood. Run! I'll distract it. No! Vakara shouted. We fight together. It wants blood, he growled. It'll follow me. He picked up a burning branch from a fallen tree and ran straight toward the beast, yelling. The thing turned and charged. Vakara ran the other way, heart pounding, mind racing. This was madness. He was human. How could he challenge a jungle legend? But Cole didn't stop. He ducked under claws, slashed at legs, jabbed the fire stick into its chest. It roared. He screamed back. Then, he dove into a narrow gap between 2 boulders. The beast followed and got stuck, its armored shoulders jammed against stone. Cole crawled out the other side, panting, bleeding, but grinning. Now! Vakara hurled her spear. It struck the beast's throat where no armor covered. The spear pierced deep, sinking into flesh. The creature shrieked, then collapsed. Dead. The jungle was silent again. For a long time, neither moved. Then Vakara walked up to Cole, grabbed his arm and pulled him up. "You're insane," she said. He smiled. "You say that like it's a bad thing." She stared at the beast's body. "That thing has killed dozens, even warriors with full armor." Cole looked at the trap he'd made with nothing but instinct and luck. "Well," he said, "guess it was just waiting for someone dumb enough to get close." Vakara's chest rose and fell. She wasn't breathing from fear. She was breathing from excitement. This human was more than a survivor now. He had killed the beast with no name, and her people were going to hear about it. Trial by claws and fire. The jungle was burning. Flames danced across the dry leaves, lighting the night in a red-orange glow. Smoke rose high into the alien sky. The air was hot, full of ash and fear, and the second monster was coming. Vakara's ears twitched. She heard it before Cole did. Heavy footfalls, trees snapping, a deep, shaking growl that made her blood turn cold. This wasn't over. Not yet. The beast with no name was dead, but something worse had smelled its blood, its mate. Cole stood barefoot near the fire, wiping blood from his arm. "Tell me that's not what I think it is." Vakara didn't look at him. She was already loading her second spear with a charge crystal. "It's bigger, angrier, and faster." Cole grinned, just a little. "Perfect." Vakara turned. To him, eyes wide. "You don't understand. This is not something we fight, we run." Cole picked up a burning stick and looked into the trees. "I don't run." A deep roar ripped through the jungle. Something massive stepped into the clearing. It was taller than both of them. Its hide was black, but glowing red cracks pulsed under the skin. Heat radiated off it. The horns were sharp and curled forward. Its forearms were spread wide, claws scraping the dirt. Its eyes, unlike the last one, burned with fire. It wasn't just a beast. It was a living furnace. Cole's voice was calm. "Fire won't scare it, huh?" "No," Vakara said, "but it will feed it." The monster roared again and charged. Vakara leapt left. Cole rolled right. The beast tore through the center of the camp, scattering sparks and smoke. Cole coughed. "We need a plan." "I already had one," she shouted. "You did?" "Yes." "Run." But Cole wasn't listening. He looked up, then smiled. Above them was a natural cliff edge. Loose rocks. A thick tree balanced on a ledge. It was old, rotten, hanging by roots. "Lure it under that," he said. Vakara looked, eyes narrowing. "You think that will kill it?" "I think gravity does better work than I do." The beast turned again, spotting them. It rushed forward. Vakara threw her charged spear. It exploded near its leg, burning the flesh but barely. Slowing it down, Cole ran. "Hey, over here!" He darted beneath the cliff's edge, waving, yelling, dodging debris. The beast roared and gave chase. Vakara ran to the ledge. She climbed fast, cutting roots with her blade, shaking the tree. Below, Cole looked up. "Now!" he shouted. Vakara drove her knife deep into the final root and pushed. The massive tree cracked, groaned, and fell. It crashed down on the beast's back, smashing it into the rocks below. The ground shook, smoke rose, and then silence. Vakara climbed down, panting, limbs shaking. Cole sat nearby, catching his breath, his hands scraped, shirt torn. Did that work?" he asked. Vakara walked to the creature's head. Its body twitched once, then stopped. "Yes," she said softly. "It's over." Cole leaned back and laughed, just a little. "Good, because I'm out of ideas." Vakara looked at him again, not like before, not with confusion, not even with curiosity, but with respect. "You faced the beast of fire. You used the jungle itself as a weapon. No alien would have tried that." "Lucky me," Cole said. "No," she whispered. "Smart, strong, alive." She helped him to his feet. They both stood side by side, surrounded by firelight and broken trees. Cole looked at the sky. "Think the rest of your tribe heard that?" They'll hear about it, she said. Even if they didn't. He smiled. Good, I need a bath. Vakara smirked. You'll get more than that. Cole looked at her, puzzled. What's that supposed to mean? But she didn't answer. She just walked ahead, tail swaying. And in her mind, only one thought echoed. This human doesn't just survive, he conquers. And he doesn't even know it. Her kind would never believe this. They stared at him like he was a myth. Cole stood still as dozens of alien warriors, tall, armored, armed, surrounded him. Their eyes glowed faint green, and their weapons buzzed with hidden energy. One false. Move, and he knew they'd strike. But he didn't flinch. He was used to being the outsider. What he wasn't used to was being watched like a legend. Vakara walked proudly ahead of him, her chin high, her voice calm. I bring proof of the kill, she announced to the tribal council. The jungle's most feared beast, the one without a name, was defeated. Not by machines, not by drones, but by this human. She pointed to Cole. The aliens whispered among themselves, shocked. Cole scratched the back of his neck and gave a small wave. Hey, no one responded. A heavy silence followed, then a voice rang out, deep and sharp. You expect us to believe this soft creature killed the unkillable? It was a high-ranking war chief named Trollnak, known for his hatred of off-worlders. Vakara didn't blink. He didn't just kill it, he outsmarted it, he used the jungle itself, Trollnak snarled. He's small, slow, weak. He's alive, Vakara replied coldly. And the beast isn't. Another warrior stepped forward, older, with white marks on her skin. Let the human speak for himself. Tell us how you did it. Cole shifted, looking around. I didn't do it alone. Vakara helped. But the key was knowing how to trap something that thinks it's smarter than you. He stepped closer to the gathered warriors. Where I'm from, strength isn't just muscle. It's patience. It's knowing your enemy, it's learning from pain. He paused, then added, I didn't win because I'm strong. I won because I know how not to die. A long silence followed. Then quietly the elder nodded. Spoken like a true hunter. Trollnak scoffed. Words don't matter. Let him face a trial. Let him prove himself. Cole turned to Vakara. Do they always do this? Only for warriors, she said. And now, they see you as one. Cole sighed. Lucky me. The warriors formed a circle. Vakara didn't look worried. She looked proud. But Cole wasn't sure why. Then a young warrior stepped forward, massive, covered in silver armor. His name was Keltor, undefeated in the trials. He threw a heavy staff onto the ground. I challenged the human to a duel, not to the death, just to truth. Cole looked at the weapon, then back at the crowd. You want me to fight this guy? Vakara leaned close and whispered. It's a test. Not about winning. About courage. Cole picked up the staff. It was heavy but balanced. He exhaled slowly. Okay then. The circle tightened. The drums began. The duel had begun. Keltor lunged first. Cole dodged barely. The staff missed his head by an inch. He swung back. His hit bounced off Keltor's armor. Again they fought, the crowd shouting around them. Cole was bleeding from a small cut on his brow. His arms ached, but he didn't back down. And then he stopped moving. Just for a second, letting Keltor charge one more time. At the last second, Cole sidestepped and let Keltor slam into the ground face first. The crowd gasped. Cole didn't strike. He just held up the staff and stepped back. I'm not your enemy, he said calmly. But I won't bow either. Keltor stood, growled, and then gave a deep, respectful bow. The duel was over. The crowd erupted. Warriors clapped their spears. Elders nodded. Even Trollnak stayed quiet. Vakara stepped beside Cole and whispered, You didn't just survive the jungle. You survived us. Cole looked at her, breathing hard. What does that make me? Vakara smiled. Something none of them expected. She turned to the council and said loudly, Let it be recorded. This human faced the wild. the fire and the fury, and stood tall. And if any still doubt, she added, he may not be one of us, but he is worthy. Cole looked around. For the first time, they didn't see him as an outsider. They saw him as a hunter. And Vakara? She didn't just see him as a fighter anymore. She saw him as something far rarer. A human. She could trust. The mating council intervenes, Cole thought. The fighting was over. He thought surviving monsters, traps, and alien warriors was the hard part. He was wrong. Because now, they wanted him to breed. It started with a drum beat. Not the fast, sharp rhythm of a battle, but a slow, deep sound that echoed across the tribal camp. Warriors stood aside. Elders gathered near the great fire. Strange symbols were drawn on the ground. Cole leaned over to Vakara. What's going on? She didn't look at him. The council has summoned you. For what? For a decision. He frowned. What kind of decision? Vakara's voice lowered. About your future. About your blood. He didn't like the sound of that. 2 armored guards motioned for him to step forward. Unsure, Cole followed them into a large circle of stone pillars. 7 elder aliens sat cross-legged around a glowing crystal. Their eyes were serious, their bodies painted. With silver and blue markings, one of them spoke, her voice slow and powerful. You have proven yourself strong in the wild, smart in the fight, respected by our warriors. Another added, you have survived what few can survive. The jungle accepts you. And now, we must decide if you are fit to seed the next generation. Cole blinked. I'm sorry. What now? The eldest among them leaned forward. Our kind values strength, cleverness, willpower. If one carries these traits, it must not end with them. We must pass them on. Vakara finally stepped beside Cole. They want you to choose a mate. His mouth opened. No words came out then. You're kidding. I'm not. Cole turned to the council. I'm not part of your species. We know, the elder said. That's why it's your choice, but others, especially the Huntresses, have already shown interest. Cole shook his head, overwhelmed. I came here just trying to stay alive. Now I'm being asked to father children? Vakara didn't smile. She just looked at him with calm eyes. Here, legacy means survival, and your survival is legendary. One of the younger council members asked, do you accept this honor? Cole looked around the stone chamber. The firelight danced on the walls. Eyes watched him closely. His heart pounded. He took a deep breath. I didn't come here to become a hero or a legend. I came here because I crashed. I fought because I had to. I survived because I refused to die. He paused, then said clearly, but I won't make a choice just because someone tells me I should. The chamber went silent. Then a voice cut through the stillness. I choose him. It was Vakara. Everyone turned. Even Cole stared at her, in shock. She stepped forward, her eyes locked on the council. If this is about strength, then I want mine to be joined with his. Gasps echoed across the chamber. One of the elders asked, you make this claim willingly? I do. Cole was speechless. Vakara turned to him. You saved me. You fought beside me. You hunted with me. And you never looked down on me, even when I doubted you. She stepped closer. I don't want just a strong partner. I want a true one. Cole looked into her eyes. She wasn't asking out of duty. She was asking from something deeper. Trust. Respect. Something like love. He exhaled slowly. Then I accept. The chamber filled with strange musical tones. A sign of unity. Of an official bond. Warriors outside cheered. The fire flared bright blue. But Cole didn't notice any of it. He just looked at Vakara. She stepped closer and whispered, you're not just passing on your genes, Cole. You're passing on something bigger. What's that? He asked. A future no one expected. The future of two worlds, the jungle was quiet. No roars, no battles, no fire, only wind in the tall trees, and the sound of footsteps, two sets, side by side. Cole walked beside Vakara, his boots sinking into soft moss. For the first time in weeks, he wasn't bleeding, he wasn't running. He wasn't hunted, he was wanted. But in his heart, questions still stirred like distant thunder. He looked up at the alien stars above them, stars he didn't recognize, stars that weren't his. "Do you think I made the right choice?" he asked softly. Vakara didn't answer right away. She stared at the horizon, her golden eyes glowing in the dusk. "You didn't make a choice," she said. "You made a path." He looked at her. "And that path leads where?" he asked. "To the unknown," she said, "like all great hunts." They reached the edge of her people's camp. Warriors stopped and bowed slightly, not out of tradition but out of respect. Cole still wasn't used to it. He had gone from castaway to mate of a huntress and possibly more. The tribal leader stepped forward. "The council has decided," he announced. "The joining of human and hunter is to be honored, but it is also a beginning." Vakara nodded. "We understand." "No," the elder said. "You don't." He gestured to the large stone tablet beside the fire pit. New marks were being carved into it, symbols that told stories of victories, of great warriors, and now, of Cole. "You've changed more than a huntress," the elder said. "You've changed us." Cole blinked. "I didn't mean to." "Exactly," the elder replied. "That's why it matters." Vakara took Cole's hand. Her people had never seen such a thing. Touch was sacred, reserved for bonding, for trust. But when she held his hand, no one questioned it, because they had seen her fall, and they had seen him raise her back up. Later that night, the two of them sat at the edge of the cliff looking over the wild jungle. "Are you scared?" she asked him. Cole thought for a moment. "A little. I'm on an alien world. I'm part of a tribe I don't fully understand. And I just agreed to something that might change generations." Vakara smiled. "That's not fear. That's bravery." He looked at her. "You think this, us, it'll actually work?" Vakara nodded. "We don't need to be the same. We just need to be strong together." She leaned against him, her armor cold against his skin, but her voice was warm. "You're not just part of my world now," she whispered. "You are my world." Cole didn't speak. He just watched the stars. His mind flashed back. Broken trees, blood-soaked leaves, the beast's roar, the council's eyes, the staff duel. He had come here by accident. He stayed by choice. And now, he was building something that had never existed before, a bridge between species, a future for two worlds. Far below, the jungle howled again, but this time it didn't sound like a threat. It sounded like a beginning.